I'm taller than you. I'm better looking than you. I think I'm stronger than you. I will kick your ass.
Alright, I'm switching over.
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
Oh my god. Really?
I am your god. I am so tall.
You said 6'1"?
Yeah.
You're the same height as Trom.
Damn, this means we'll get 69. I mean, what?
Oh my god!
Does make it easier when you're the same height as someone.
Oh my god. He's 6'1", I'm 5'1".
Wait, you're 5'1"?
Yes.
You're 3 inches. Well, 4. No, yeah, 3 inches taller than legally because you're a dwarf.
Oh my god.
14 and under.
I hope I don't lose my height when I get older.
Gets old, slowly becomes a person of the mines.
I
No,
like
you get
shrink.
older, you find out shit. I'm 4'10". You start singing "Diggy Diggy Hole." We put you in a miner costume.
I do.
Agreed.
I do not
She's
have
actually lying.
dwarfism.
She's actually lying about being 5'1".
No, I'm not.
I've seen her. I can confirm.
What the fuck, guys?
I know what she looks like. I can confirm she's actually not 5'1".
I'm 5'1".
She's 5'1". She wears platform shoes. You know.
Oh my god. I can't.
She wears heels. They add an extra few inches.
I actually can't wear heels, weirdly enough.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I mean, I can, but for like a short amount of time. Mainly because I have weak ankles. Like, I fucked up my
Yeah.
ankles back in high school with the marching
So,
band.
so I buy heels that have ankle support. Nah, 311's on a good day. Get it right.
Oh my god. Also, my stuff is missing. I don't know what it is. Like, ever since I added the new plugin to do the multi-streaming, some of my stuff disappear. Thank you. Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for following Ala. She deserves it, unlike me.
Don't say that. Everyone deserves it. The first step is doing the streams, okay? That's the scary
Oh,
part.
William followed me.
I was
Thank
talking
you,
on
William.
TikTok. Oh.
Well, you didn't have to follow me. Little me.
Follow each other. Is this it? I don't get it. The chat is not working on. Oh my god. Thank you on TikTok. I'm also. Oh, the chat disappeared. We're still struggling with this, but it's fine.
Yes, right now it was a testes. He's a testicle, if you will. It's a testicle stream.
Let me shrink this just a little bit.
Also, just a heads up, anyone. The official stream will have loose politics involved. Not much, but yeah. Just a warning. We won't go too deep into it, though. William, we're gonna be talking about ending the cycle of hate. How everything has become an argument, a hate fest, a blame game. And we're gonna talk about that and how it just needs to end and how we need to bring back proper dialogues and conversations.
Yes. Because sadly, you've got people that are just trying to cancel the groups, and it's not the groups, it's just some of the people that's inside those groups.
Is it sometimes maybe, for example, sometimes maybe it is the group has been infested with those people, and maybe it is better to blame the whole group. But you also can't blame the group as a whole. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, this group of people is bad," because it creates a false dialogue, of a sense of it creates a lie, and it's fear mongering. It is
It is.
not saying noticing a pattern is bad, just saying blaming everyone is bad.
Hi, Reaper. Yeah.
Hi, Reaper.
Like, there's just too much of that happening now. That's like, for those that might not fully understand what we're talking about, like, think of it as a Discord group. The group was all good and everything, but then certain people join, and they are what. There is a lot of hate in this
There,
world.
there is, but we shouldn't be adding more to it. The world is hate. That's never going to change. But we can make it better where not every conversation has to be fueled with hate. Not
Not
everyone has to hate one another just for being alive. I mean, I get death threats every day. You don't see me going around hating on these people.
right. Reaper, I'm still having issues setting up the YouTube stuff. Not everything is set up right.
Yeah. Just stream through a console. They make everything easy.
Let's see if I change. All right. Chuck, give me a second. I'm going to try. I've got it working on one of the other videos, but the other one isn't working correctly. It does. There we go. Personally, I also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. I also believe you need to give it like a chance for the algorithm to get you sent out to the right people to you. Like if you're first starting streaming, of course you're gonna have like those idiots that are coming in. Uh hold up. No, I switched scenes thinking I had it. I don't have it.
I I don't. I just have everything under one scene.
There we go. Yeah, I like having everything to one specific thing. Like the Fox's Brew is on a different thing. The gaming, I can't fix everything if I'm not testing it. I can't test everything unless I am streaming.
Exactly.
And then y'all have to tell me. Y'all have to yell at me. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it, you guys.
This is actually my first stream where I'm using Discord Reactive. It's really cool. I like the bobbing it does. It satisfies my ADHD.
It's really cute.
I
I'm
know. I
I'm
need to
doing
get some
good.
different images.
You're what was it you said? You said you had like 25 different images that you were gonna Save.
You can do up to 25.
Up to 25. Okay.
I might do the whole thing, just have full animation.
William, I'm doing good. Thank you.
$25. There might be more if I pay for the premium, but I'm probably not gonna do that.
Ruby, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Ruby.
Of course we missed you.
Hey, Isla.
Hmm.
Do you know Ruby, right?
Yes, Ruby.
They do be dragging them nuts.
Oh my god, here we go.
Which fox, Raptor? Which fox?
Hi, Raptor.
Which fox you talking about?
Yeah, there's two now.
Yeah, there's two of us.
Both.
Hey, thank you. Please do it.
No
Do
one
it,
welcomes
Raptor.
death. No.
I do actually, because of my stance on death. I will never kill myself. But will I stop you from killing me? No. I look forward to it.
Oh my god, guys. No.
My story ends, it ends.
Oh my god. Yes, I'm still having issues with TTS. I'm trying, but OBS is just.
Raptor, we have two different views on what death be packing. I believe death is futa.
Oh my god.
Broly.
Good morning, Broly. Welcome in.
They're from my chat. Haha, Broly chose me.
That's fine. Goodness. All right, chat, are you ready to get into the topic? Today's topic. We like to hear other people's sides too. So don't be scared to ask questions.
I mean, we could also have, if like there's someone that's already known to be in your streams, we could always just have them also join the thing, like on Twitch and speak in.
Would this be considered tea time?
I mean, Fox's Tale is all about understanding and dialogue. Might as well. If you're down for that.
I'm fine with that. Well, the Fox is spruce, that which actually I will be releasing the video. Fair warning, that video is like over 3 hours long. It was so much evidence, so many screenshots, so many video recordings. It was a lot to get through. Oh, that went over my head.
I got it, but it's also because my grandfather, well, step grandfather. It's a weird thing because I have two grandpas on my mom's side. The one that's not biologically related to me, but the one I knew growing up, he passed. But the other one is not. It's a weird thing that confuses me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Broly, wait, let me get my knees to open my mouth first.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You better blush, baby boy.
Uh,
You know, but Broly, you know your base form is technically a twink. Skinny, has a collar on, a little bit shy and quiet.
Rolling?
No, so the base form of Broly in the anime is kind of a twink, especially for the original Broly.
Oh, he's a power bottom.
Oh yeah. And so is Broly. Broly, it's not the glizzy, it's gonna be the glazy. Come here.
Oh, thank you, Ruby. Hold up. What'd you say? Hold on. I shouldn't bring this up, but that issue with the underage person holding the VR thing is crazy. The internet's wild. Isla is the bottom for
Oh
child. Well,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what are they talking about? I was like, oh wait, I know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're talking about that other issue. We haven't heard anything from her or about her, so
I
hopefully.
well, there was that one time I actually joined a fishing world and she got all butthurt over it.
Mm-mm.
Which I found out that if you mute someone in VR chat, it mutes them for everyone.
Oh, it does that?
Yep.
Oh. Hi, Mekon. All right, Reaper. Are they close to the camp? And one human need our camp. Okay.
But they can easily just unmute. So if you mute them, they can just unmute themselves.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird.
Sora's always ready to be bred.
No, lies. Wait, you said bread or breed?
Bred, the other way of breed. Cause it didn't
Oh,
it didn't seem like it was gonna sound like right if I said breed. All right, so do you want to start the topic?
yes. I don't know where to start. How about you start?
Okay, so the topic we're just talking about like for the ones that are joining in, how a lot of groups, you know, fingers in the air, the groups that get a lot of hate, but it's really not the groups. It's just some of the people that's inside those groups. Like, for example, and I really hate it's like this now. When they started doing the pride parades and stuff like that, and it was all peace and love and caring and trying to share and educate people about it, and now it's filled with I don't either. And now you've got these people that have come in and they've changed it and they've kind of turned it into like a sex fest, and that's not what it was about.
Yeah, even my local area, we have this local group called Tri Pride.
Mhm.
And it is family friendly. They have a whole parade with like churches of who are LGBT friendly, Satanists, all these charity groups. And then there's a huge thing. It has food trucks, it has vendors, concert. It's really fun. It's not too expensive either, actually. If y'all ever in the East Tennessee area, y'all want a good Pride Fest, look into Tri Pride. They do tons of Pride things throughout the year. Really cool group. But I was at the big event. I was with a friend. This is about 3 years ago now. Uh, there's a lady just full on wandering around with the only thing covering her nipples is tape, and she's not. She doesn't have small tits either, and it's mind you, I love her confidence, but this is a family friendly gathering.
Mhm.
There are children here, and I get like in other places they don't sexualize the chest as much as the US does. I get that. But it's not if in a society where we sexualize specifically tits in the US, you should not be going around with
Mhm.
your tits just out in the open. The only thing covering your nipples is fucking tape because it is sexual.
Ugh.
We all know it is.
Yeah, kind of we are. Hold up. I don't know if you read what Mekon was saying earlier. The fair
Oh
street
yeah,
in California.
California. Let me scroll up.
Yeah,
Mekon. Yep.
that
Okay,
is
Folsom
wild.
Street Fair in California. Okay. Oh yeah,
How are they
it
not getting
is.
charged for that?
I think California also has some nudity groups and stuff, so it's a weird thing with California. It's California. I mean, I'd hate to say this because I know Florida tends to be more the methy kind of people, the cray cray people, but California is just it is something.
It's California,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Yep. Actually, William, to go back to like what you said. No, we're not friends with her on VRC. I've got her blocked on VRC. But William, going back to what you said, here's the thing. You Okay, so I'm sorry for pausing because I can hear TTS. It's just it's not getting recorded.
Oh yeah, I have mine off for this stream because I'm looking at the chat.
But I don't understand this, and I've seen this a lot in the VTube community, especially with like the lewd VTubers that get so upset that they're getting sexualized, but you're doing lewd stuff. You have a Fansly account and you're doing stuff on there, and you're gonna sit there and tell people not to sexualize you? Come the fuck
I think
on.
here's my thing. If you do fancy, you can sexualize them, but do not sexualize them in their own stream. That is not on fancy. That is my stance.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing wrong with fantasizing about a streamer. Heck, we have fantasized about people on the screen for as long as there has been fiction. We have
Yeah.
fantasized about people on the radio. It is not gonna stop. But I think it is sexualizing them openly. Going into stream chats and sexualizing the streamers that's the problem.
Like, I'll go ahead and tell you now. When I was first starting streaming, this was for Trauma and I started dating. I was getting pics, which I don't get. I don't get why men think it's appropriate to send body parts. I mean, you've seen one,
Yeah.
you've seen them all. They're different shapes, sizes, and colors. Woo, what they fucking do. But
I
I,
think it's also, and I think it's the idea.
yeah.
Here's how I kind of interpret it. So the junk is a sexual area. So having someone look at it and then, oh, that's nice, or oh, looks good, it's a huge ego boost. As someone who I'm active on FetLife, I have posted pictures of my ass and stuff. It feels good when people look at it and want to look at it. Does that mean you should be sending pictures of it to random ass people? No.
No.
But if you are someone active in the sexual community, getting pictures on in these sexual communities, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It is gonna happen. As someone who I've also been on Tinder in the past, I've been on Timey, I get them on there too. I mean, I hate it, but it happens, but it's a lot and it's not just men either. I've had women message me and just send me tit pics out of nowhere to one Fat Life. It is not just men that send these pics, but it is men that don't know how any photography skills. I think that's kind of the difference there. And I hate to say it, a lot of men don't know a damn thing about photography or making it look good.
My thing is, I'm not one to care to see that stuff. So if those that are coming in, if you've watched me before and you sent me these pics, I sent you another dude's area. So I did send your pictures out to other guys that sent me their stuff.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, don't send me that.
I have an image saved, and I hate doing this. I have it saved to a file, so I don't have to look for it long. It's an old man covered in shit wearing a diaper.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna send me a dick pic, you're gonna get that.
Oh my god.
I hate it too, but you're gonna suffer if I don't know you and this is not Fet Life or a NSFW community. You're gonna suffer. I've done that too.
William, I will tell Tron to kick you, block you, ban you. Do not send me that. I do not want to keep reliving that day.
Oh,
That was
story.
disgusting. So I almost threw up on stream because a scene in a game made me relive, and like I could smell it and everything too. Ugh. Okay. Those that are coming in, what was it? It was Biohazard by Resident Evil. There is a scene where they open up the fridge and there's like maggots and stuff all over the food. That happened to me IRL. Um at the time, we had a freezer in our kitchen and I was trying to get everything switched over into my name when it came to like the power and stuff like that. And they weren't doing it quick enough and they cut the power off and the power was off for like not three
Give me
weeks. It
one
was
second.
like
I'm
two
still
weeks or something
listening.
like that.
I have to feed Willow.
You're good.
Willow's my pet Black Widow.
I'm done. I don't do spiders either. And so we come back home because we were staying with someone else while I was trying to get this all figured out and stuff. And I go to open the fridge to throw away the meat and the fish and all that. And yeah, no. I will never be able to finish that game after seeing that. So if y'all recommend any games, I'm gonna like check and double check that there's no maggots in a scene or something like that. I can't do it.
Okay, I'm back.
It was
Okay,
disgusting.
anyway, let's get back to the main topic
Yes.
of ending the hate.
Yes.
We were talking about groups, and we got to the dick pick part.
Hi, Blake.
Another thing about the hate that goes on is misconceptions about groups based on people. For example, one of the biggest ones I have seen, and that you still see to this day, is for people immediately assume furries are zoophiles.
Because some don't.
It Most furries would take a wood chipper and put a zoophile's dick in there. We don't like them. We do not.
Mm-hmm.
For all we care, death is too good for them, but death protects the animals.
Yeah.
Like, and it's also like people assuming the gay and or free community are pedophiles. Now, this comes down to is pedophiles invade any group.
Mm-hmm.
Any group that is big enough is going to have members that we don't know about that could be the worst of humanity, which is pedophiles, and that's not going to be avoided. There's no way to actually avoid it
Right.
because typically they act like just me and you any other day of the day, except they have fantasies about these things
Mm-hmm.
that they shouldn't.
That's like, and you should never judge a parent because you don't know what's going on in their household and stuff like that. And I've got called a helicopter mom. I've been fussed at for letting my kid have a tablet and stuff like that. But like literally, look at the way the world is now. I mean, look what is the case that's going on right now where it was a delivery driver picked up the little girl from her front yard and unalived her.
I was thinking you were
Exactly.
talking about the one guy who threw the person's dog and slammed him onto the ground.
I seen that. Like I just feel like when it comes to like the parents and stuff, like, so what if they're a helicopter mom? If they're a helicopter dad, they're trying to make sure nothing happens to their child or to their child. And then same thing,
That's
I've
another
seen animals getting taken from their front yard.
that's another kind of thing we wanted. Why I thought of making this topic was I think the reason these things continue is instead of holding individuals responsible, we hold groups responsible. And it causes where people think they can do whatever just because they're part of a group.
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, we think of the group like, oh, you should sue Amazon, or you should sue this group that this place happened at, instead of the person who was at fault, who did the wrong, who honestly should face multiple years in jail or this and that. I mean, connections go a long way, and it's taken over to a point where these same connections is what causes the problem.
Mm-hmm. Like personally, anything that comes with like harming an animal or a child, because unfortunately going to court and all that stuff, them serving their jail time, it's not going to stop them from getting another animal. It's not going to stop them from hurting another child.
So in some states, it does stop them from getting an animal. If it involves an animal, the state actually will ban you from owning pets in the future.
It doesn't though, because they can literally, if a neighbor has an animal that had like puppies or kittens or something like that, it's not that hard to go over
Yeah,
there and ask
what
them
what
for
I'm
it.
saying though is they can't go to like a vet or something. And a lot of time, most people, it gets talked about in the news a lot to the point where everyone in that area tends to know about it. So it does become harder to get animal. Does it stop it? No, but it does become harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad, but that's as best as we currently can do.
Hold up. There was a lot of messages coming out one time. Let me go back and read. Oh yeah, like I remember as a kid, being out until like it got like really dark, playing in the woods and stuff like that. And I tried to let my kids have that freedom, especially like when we go to the campgrounds and stuff like that. But like here, living in the city with the apartments and stuff, I don't like my kids being outside unless I am with them.
I never got that experience. Unless we were like, unless I was at my grandmother's, because there was this big land, and growing up in the household, whenever discussing it, it'd be my land
Mm.
because I was the one always exploring it. I would go there, pick flowers, pick blackberries, blueberries. I'd eat pine sap and maple sap, and it's a fun time.
Okay, so
But
like,
that
uh,
was the best closest I ever got to it. There was a gated area too, so it's not like, I was out exploring really.
mm-hmm. Well, that was like what kind of opened a lot of other people's eyes, but I don't think you should fully hate the cops. Yes, I believe a lot of the cops wear their badges as like a crown, and that is definitely wrong. Yeah, you would run into a lot of animals when you were out in the woods and stuff like that. But like, that doesn't mean you should hate on all of the cops, because there are some nice cops.
Yeah, I have one friend, and he's not a cop, but he was former military. He's one of the sweetest guys you ever met. Um, and reason why he's not in the military is because when he was in, he was told to blow up a school. He was told to attack a school. That is not allowed. That is legally considered a war crime.
Right.
But U.S. generals will command their soldiers not to do it. A lot of time, that does not stop the soldiers, the law. But my friend, he stood up for what was right and was discharged. He was given a dishonorable discharge for not following government command.
Mm.
So even with the worst of people telling people what to do, I mean, the good still stands through. Don't hate cops as a whole or the government as a whole. Hate the people that are the problem, not the people who are not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the reason why we made this. Why this stream right now is happening, so we can discuss this.
hold on. Mekon said something just a second ago. I saw a
Yeah.
tweet earlier today. A trans person and their partner kidnapped their 10-year-old child and took them to Cuba to get gender reaffirmation surgery without the child's mother's permission. Also, the mother had custody of the child. Did the mother have full custody? I mean, regardless, it's wrong because that is a child. And me personally, children should not be involved when it comes to any of this stuff.
I think no decisions for that should be made while until you're over 18. At least. And I would argue to say that you should not be able to be allowed um there should be heavy like regulations. As someone who finds having regulations there are redundant because it makes it really hard because of the way the system is.
Mm-hmm.
Um there should be more laws. For example, the brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25.
Oh yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it now I'm not to say that you should not be on blockers and stuff, but I think at least the surgery should not be allowed until after 25 because the brain does not stop developing until you're 25.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. Now for blockers and stuff, I don't think because here's the thing. I have met people who who were on transition for a while and then they found out it was not for them.
Mm-hmm.
They transitioned at like they started transitioning at 14. They were on blockers. Their chemical balance in their body is fucked up because of it.
Is there any way to fix
Because
that though?
there's no way to fully fix it. Unfortunately, the longer you are on it, the harder it becomes to fix.
Mm.
Because estrogen itself is a testosterone blocker. Testosterone itself is an estrogen blocker. If you have either one of those in excessive amounts, it causes your biology to change. This is why estrogen causes a boob growth, causes your your third leg to shrink. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Is it changes certain things biologically. That's why people on estrogen, for example, my voice before estrogen used to be deeper slightly. Not by much. I've always had a more androgynous voice, I'd say, but it was definitely not as. It was definitely different than what it is now.
Yeah.
And can you go and fix it? No. If you want to fix it, you'd have to completely reverse everything you did, which is impossible. Because there was a prime time for puberty. If you're on blockers as a kid and you're still, your body is still changing and stuff, those blockers are gonna make it so you don't have the changes of a male.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, and that happens, and it's not just that. People think, and as a kid, you're not gonna be happy with your body. You're gonna face bullying, and you're gonna feel. And one of the major things with being trans is dysphoria, and not properly understanding that can lead someone to being trans, to thinking they're trans when they just weren't happy with their body because of bullying. They were having problems with their own sense of self because of it's school. It's shit.
Mm. That's another issue that we all have. It's like and this is where I get so fucking irritated with the school that my kids go to. Is they keep saying that they're against bullying, but they're not punishing the bullies. They're still letting the bullies come to school. Oh, well, we're going to make a note of it. We're going to let the directors. No, give them punishment.
Here's my sense is I
Yes.
think another problem is they have this. Oh yeah, doesn't matter who started. If they have a both sides get punished mentality because they don't want to investigate. They want to just blame both people instead of like if someone insults me or someone I care about, I'm gonna throw a punch. You go to a certain extent, you get a punch. It is is you defending yourself. But the school system discourages this, and I don't think it should be the school systems to discourage people from defense. It should be parents teaching their kids proper control.
Mm-hmm.
They should be teaching their kids when to throw a punch, not to avoid throwing a punch, because avoiding it is going to lead to someone being held at gunpoint and instead try and talk it out with the person. No. Now, well, gunpoint's kind of extreme. I mean, let's say knife. Someone holds a knife to you. They're holding a knife to you, man. Are you seriously, like, just gonna, like, walk the other way or something whenever you face conflict or whatever? No, you're gonna try and defend yourself. Can you run? Yes. But when someone insults you and starts a fight with you, do not be afraid to throw a punch, but also know when to throw a punch.
Mm-hmm. Mika, you're right. Unfortunately, you do have a lot of parents now that don't care to raise their kids. All right, Reaper.
And the government stepping in, and it's causing so much drama.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we have all this Face ID stuff going through.
That's like with my oldest son, he does have access to VR chat, but I can see when he gets on, and he knows the rule that he's not allowed to get on unless I am on.
Yeah.
And it's not me trying to be a helicopter mom when it comes to that. It's just I have seen in public worlds how bad these children are. And the parents don't care.
And VR chat doesn't really have the best parental features, so I'd
Mm-mm.
say that's you stepping up as a parent to protect your kid. I mean,
Wait, hold up. The last time in history that a government said we are here and here to help. I've heard weird stuff about uh what did you say, Miss Rachel? But I haven't actually sat there and watched any of her videos. Like before my kids watch something, I watch it. Because they are like throwing a bunch of different random things that wasn't in the shows that we were watching when we were kids compared to how they are now.
I think I think there was always propaganda and like dirty jokes in shows, but it was definitely not as it's. I feel like nowadays shows don't strike a balance with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to watch one of the new episodes of Barney. I felt insulted.
By Barney?
The new thing is complete animation, which is
Oh.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of shows now overkidify things. Look at Coco Melons. I don't think the internet is ruining our kids. I think it's the quality of shows that are around that are meant for kids that's ruining kids and like rotting their brains.
I mean, I thought Coco Melon was okay. It
It
it got Neil and Aiden to speak up a little bit more.
which is awesome, but I also think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of shows they're for example, when we had SpongeBob that was teaching us lessons, did they have into Windows? Yes, they also taught you lessons. It was not afraid to have some episodes that were slightly more complex. They taught the value of money and also not to hoard money either because it can become a bad trait.
Mm-hmm.
Or we had this shows like this was a little bit later in DuckTales, Gravity Falls. I mean, we had shows that were meant for kids that also did not shy away from these more complex storylines. Ben 10, Danny Phantom, Invader Zim. even the early days of my generations had these shows that taught important values. So, creator of
Mm.
SpongeBob, I don't think they changed it before that.
Like before he died?
Yeah, so he took a further seat back in the later seasons. For example, the first SpongeBob movie was actually supposed to be the last episode. That was why it was an hour long. But
Mm.
it was so well liked that they continued. That was supposed to be the finale of SpongeBob. That's why it was like having SpongeBob act more mature, having that kind of send off where it had everyone crying with them kind of looking like they're dying. The Goofy Goober song. It was meant to be a final send off to the series, but but after that they changed the mind. But a lot of the show, I mean, we had Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, which did, while not covering the topics, it tried to teach you Spanish, which I don't think shows nowadays are willing to do. We had more shows that made us think back then than what we think.
Mm.
And I think that's why a lot of people of the older generations tend to. Yep, I am 24. But I grew up with shows like Gargoyles and
Good show.
the black and white version of God, brain fart. God damn it. The Addams Family. I grew up with the black and white version. I have VHS tape still that work.
Let's see. We had the
I only
Rugrats.
Rugrats was so fucking good.
Angry Beavers, Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Which Ed and Eddie was more complex than we think.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Bravo. Everyone's like, oh yeah, he doesn't get no ladies. No, canonically, outside of screen, he gets laid. We are only supposed to see the ones he doesn't, but we know for a fact, considering we know for a fact, he is not a virgin.
Right. Oh, you got Codename Kids Next Door, Pinky and the
Yes.
Brain,
What else? Animaniacs.
Animaniacs. Oh my god. Oh, what's
And
it?
these shows had innuendos. They had these kind of things, but they also did not shy away from teaching kids.
Mm-hmm. I love
I think a lot of
Courage.
oh, Courage the Cowardly Dog was so good.
Yes.
But a lot of these shows taught lessons. They, but also had things other. They had a balance of lesson and story for each episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's something. And they also still wasn't managed to sneak it into windows and stuff. Exactly. But I think shows nowadays are too afraid to do that. I think they're not. I think it's partially animators did not get paid enough anymore. Not like they
Uh-huh.
ever were. They're given these tough deadlines, storyboarders. I think it comes down to is just the way things were is changing, and it's creating a really bad. Oh my gosh! Yeah,
Yes.
Rocco. That's. I don't know how that was on. Was it on Nickelodeon? Right, Rocco.
I think
Yeah,
it
I
was
think Rocco was.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I don't know how that ended up on a kids' channel. Rocco. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that one belonged to Adult Swim for sure.
Mm.
That should not have been on a kids' channel. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is, yes, I think also we have stricter guidelines, but I also think these guidelines also harm way TV does and how it works with the brain of a kid. It lessens the growth the mind can go.
All right, so listen to this one. This is from Jamie on Tiki Taki. They're saying, I know that a lot of cartoons growing up made us support the villain and made the hero seem evil. Like, for example, Thundercats. God, that was the
Oh
old
yeah,
one. Yeah.
that was also a thing. Is he create? I think that's also another thing. That's why I think this world's becoming more filled with hate. Is shows aren't wanting to make the villain understandable anymore.
Mm.
They're getting more afraid of having the. Okay, Doctor Disrupt is the wrong character. He was never a villain. I was he in villainy? Yes, but in the show, I don't think he was a villain. He was an antagonist.
Wait. Are we talking Team Rocket from Pokemon, or are we talking Team Rocket, the kids that like did skateboarding and stuff?
I think that
Oh.
was a different thing.
Oh, I thought it was called Team Rocket. Or no, it was. What was that show called?
God, I know what you're talking about.
It was on
Because it was the
Nickelodeon.
yeah, it was a skater show, and they had the skateboards. In
Mm.
one episode, they attached rockets.
Yeah,
God,
Rocket Power. That's what Mikon said.
yeah,
Jamie said the Thundercats planet blew up and they came to the new planet and tried to take it over. Is that really what happened? It's been so long
yeah.
since I've seen Thundercat, the
He
original.
meant he meant also was kind of like that where Skeletor wasn't necessary because we don't like more and more modern stuff shows Skeletor was pure villainy, but a lot of time originally I don't think he was ever like I don't think his evil plans was ever like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do bad. His thing was to take over the world, but it was never shown to be bad. But you have to
Mm-hmm.
remember that was a hierarchical rule in that world, by the way, and it seemed like nations were separated and stuff like that in that world. I can
Agreed,
believe
Mikon.
Skeletor wanted the power so he can unite. I mean, look at his fucking minions. I mean, we have Beastman, a guy with two faces. We have the Freaks. I don't think he wanted to create a world of evil.
Mm-hmm.
I also just really like Skeletor, his character. So I might be biased. Yeah, a lot of older shows
Oh.
were not were they didn't paint. They had antagonists, not villains.
Mojo Jojo.
That is my standpoint. I don't think a lot of older shows actually had villains. They had antagonists, which is story wise are separate things. Antagonists are there to keep the story going. They're antithesis to the main character. They antagonize.
Mm-hmm.
Villains are evil. I think a lot of shows don't really do that anymore. No, they paint. Oh yeah, no, he's bad just for being bad's sake. I mean, look at fucking most of the villains in Henry Danger, which is a newer show, but it was actually really well. I liked some of the story points.
Mm.
I mean, heck, even SpongeBob had flushed out things for some of their villains back in the day. Plankton has like multiple different backstories, all painting him as like not strictly evil.
So listen to this one. Jamie also said, Powerpuff Girls did Mojo dirty. He was literally their little brother that was neglected when they were created. He just wanted his dad's attention. Agreed.
Yeah, that's all he wanted. I mean, I also think it was the dad, like, Mojo, he made a hyper intelligent monkey on par with a human intellect, was treating it like a child, and then still wanted, it was like, oh yeah, I want my own kid. I'm like, so this monkey is not your kid?
Right.
Because that's the thing. Mojo Jojo was technically created before the Powerpuff Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel Mojo Jojo, he was given human level intellect, and was a kid by all means of the sense, and then was neglected once, and then even was like replaced. He was replaced.
He was.
And then I think there was one episode of Powerpuff Girls where the girls use that against him. They play into his sympathy, like in his sad story, and then beat him up anyway.
Sorry, I misspelled that. I meant to say they weren't. Like, yes, they were bad guys, but I don't believe they were ever truly bad guys.
Oh, you mean Team Rocket?
Yeah, Team Rocket.
Yeah, yeah, no, Team Rocket, I definitely think they have a love-hate relationship with Ash.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to think, James' backstory was he was from a rich family, was going to be forced into a marriage, and then the Pokemon that meant the most to him saved his life and died in the process. And then he left home when he was being forced to marry someone who looked almost identical to Jessie. And Jessie, I forget her backstory, but it wasn't that dissimilar either. And then Meowth's entire backstory was he learned how to walk and act like a human because the Pokemon he loved, wanted. Wait, Growlithe didn't die because when he died in that episode.
Growlithe didn't die.
Did he not?
That's what Mikon's saying, that he didn't die.
I guess when he did.
What was another one? Oh, Treasure Planet, the cyborg. I don't
Oh
believe
my
he was ever
gosh.
truly bad. Especially once he met God, what was the
Huh.
kid's name? Oh, I can't think of the kid's name.
But yeah, I think it's also another reason why the world's becoming more hateful because we want to see people as villains now because it's kind of the way storytelling is going where they have to be purely evil instead of, oh yeah, these people are complex. There's more to them than what's just on the surface. And modern TV doesn't show that anymore.
Mm-mm. There was a
I've
teacher on TikTok. She was showing the class the old movies that we watched, like All Dogs Go to Heaven, the time what was it? The Land Before Time.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
Yeah, it was so good.
I need to pull out my VHS tape of that and watch that here soon.
But the students looked at the teacher and they were like, "Now we get why y'all are the way you are." And the teacher's like, "Yeah, because y'all don't watch movies like what we watched back then, where they show death and everything." Mm-hmm. Was it?
Yeah, it has become a thing where I think that's a huge part that plays into the hatred, and I think it's only gonna get worse if we don't start. And okay, so some of y'all may hate him, some of y'all may love him. Charlie Kirk. Me and Isla was actually talking about him earlier. Is no matter what anyone says, is he's someone who wanted to create a dialogue, wanted to end hate, just wanted to hear people speak because he liked debating. He liked conversate with people. And there were times when he agreed with the people he was debating sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But people wanted to hate him just because his views were different from their own for most things.
Like
And that,
no one can have a like calm debate with anybody no more. And that's
yeah.
like wild to me. Like when did that change?
I, in college, well, say it's college, it was a trade school, but on the pamphlets they advertised college. It looks better on resumes. But when I was there, my roommate, me and him would end every night going to sleep as we talked about our views on the world, politics, what we think has to happen for world peace, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really talk about like who the president was, stuff like that. We just talked about how we think we can create a better world. And my view stance was the world is built on greed, and to actually have utopia would be impossible because, by the definition of how we define a utopia currently, no, strife would have to be eliminated, and that cannot happen ever. But I think we can get close to it, but the way we interpret utopia is impossible.
Right.
My friend was against that view. He thought we could create utopia. We just have to create the proper system and stuff like that. I don't think that can. We're too currently humanity is too far gone. Our ways of the system is kind of fucked up currently. It would take too long to fix it to the point where it would take more than one generation. It's never gonna be perfect, but we can get it as close as we can. Is my
Mm-hmm. Like I remember back in high school in I think it was history class when we were talking about the different events and stuff that happened, like the Boston Party and everything. We would literally have debates in the class about that
yeah.
stuff, and no child was screaming and yelling, making threats and stuff like that. Like we were literally just sitting there explaining why we believed it should be this way, that shouldn't happen, it should have done this and all that. Nothing like it is today. I even with like some of the people I've cut out, and I hate I did it, but like when I would sit there and talk about like my opinion on it, because my opinion was not the same as theirs, they would start yelling and screaming at me like, bro.
Well, because your opinion doesn't perfectly line up with ours.
Mm-hmm.
Society is no longer a thing of understanding, it's a thing of control.
That's like I was even seeing on TikTok when that happened. They were talking about, well, it's a good thing all these changes are gonna happen. What change? The only thing I seen that changed when someone unfortunately lost their life was it Luigi when he took out that CEO?
Yeah,
Every,
because CEOs were scamming people and everything, and he took
mm-hmm,
matters to own his hand because no one was doing anything.
mm-hmm. And then you saw
And then
everybody posting online how they got approved. They're now going to be able to afford that surgery. They can have that surgery. They can have that medication.
the fact it took him killing someone for these companies to take a step back and realize, oh shit, we're fucking up and becoming corrupted.
What's that, Mekon? Like it's wild.
Yeah. I
Um,
okay, so I'd say it was before that. So for example, the current Democrat Party is completely different to what it was during, for example, the Civil War. Civil War, the current Liberal Party's views align with what
ow.
the bad side of that was. But this is also because we had a great shift in who was what party years ago now. I forget what year, but there was a shift. And I think even then people want to murder each other, but nowadays no one wants to talk. And
Oh,
I don't think that's Obama's fault. I think that's just way everything has changed from television to media. I don't think it was Obama's fault. I think did he play a part in how it's going by doing what he did? Yes. He did he wanted to make things better. But I don't think he knew what the fuck he was doing to do those things. He had goals, he had views. He did not have the knowledge.
I can agree with that. Like, you could see he was trying to like make things work and trying to make it better, but like the whole thing with the health insurance that kind of pissed me off because a
And then the
lot of
whole
people.
reform, and then not to mention the whole reform to school meals. I mean, that shit was fucked. By the way,
Mhm.
did you know my mom when I was in elementary school, this is around Obama's time, We could not get salt. We had to sneak salt into the cafeteria because they did not allow it. She had to actually sneak and smuggle salt in because the school cafeteria did not allow salt because it was unhealthy for the kids.
I agree with that, Reaper. Here's another topic for you. And this has actually been coming up on my feed lately. Jamie brought up wait, where was the message? Remember the killer Wade Wilson? A lot of women wanted him free because he was hot, but he murdered two women, and he even admitted to it.
Wade Wilson, you mean dead? I'm
Not
confused
not
now.
Deadpool. Okay, so like there's an actual guy. His name is Wade Wilson. Real guy. You can pull it up. He is handsome looking. Not gonna lie. Even if you were like to remove the tattoos, but there are some tattoos like on his face, like you can see he should have been put in jail a long time ago. But these women, as soon as they saw him for his trial and stuff, was trying to get him free. Was didn't want
Yeah.
him to serve jail. He murdered two women. It shouldn't matter how he looks, how he talks, and stuff like that. That's a narcissist manipulator right there. That you can see. You can even go back and listen to the phone calls and stuff. He deserves prison time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Let's see. They were even calling and sending mail to his prison, trying to flirt with him and get him free. Mm-hmm. And that was wild.
Yeah. People always got to create divide. And it's not just the Democrats that was funding stuff, Mika. Con. It was everyone all officials secretly funded stuff. I mean, it it's sad, but as we said, we can't stop the hate fully, but we can make it where conversation comes back. So at least hate within the general public isn't as big as it is.
Yeah,
We should not everyone should be at each other's throats as they are now.
people should be able to have a conversation and have different opinions and not be
Yeah.
at each other's throats for it.
I mean, Mekon, legit, the founder of KFC was funding anti trans LGQ stuff and even hate rallies. He was funding hate rallies specifically. And most people who are LGBTQ still eat at Chick-fil-A. Because they don't realize that.
Mm. Yeah,
And
unfortunately. Oh, sorry.
there's
Go ahead.
always gonna be someone creating a divide. And I don't think it was Democrats as a whole. I think it was individuals. You can't blame all Democrats for the few who do the worst. We need to hold those individuals responsible, not Democrats as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Like no matter what, there's good and bads on both sides. And well, I mean, no matter how people look at it, oh my god, and I might get hate for this, but I remember when Elon Musk was trying to like set a task force, task force aside to like look into where all the money was going, and then he got hated, and now we have the guy named Nick Shirley that's going in and investigating these areas. And then those groups are throwing fits because now they're getting busted and they're losing all their money. Like what's wrong with that? With having
I think
someone sit there and investigating this stuff?
I think another a great example of that. So you know Black Friday and stuff like that, right? And like deal stores do.
It's not like how it used to be.
So For years now, these companies have been setting the prices higher and then rolling it back a little bit these times, or not changing at all, just changing the way the price tag look. Did you know that is illegal? But they got away with it so long, and it has been a thing for so long. And so, Richard, there's supposed to be a group that goes in and checks these stores a lot. It's supposed to be a frequent thing. They had not done their duty for so long that when they finally did their duty again and went in and checked all these stores again, 90% of all stores in the U.S. from companies and stuff were breaking the law. It is so much. It was so much that the organization that was supposed to prevent it, because they did not do their duty, can no longer fix it without completely destroying the economic structure of the U.S. Because duties were short, was not done, and they let these corporations go unhindered. There was no
Mm-hmm.
one to keep anyone in check. But that's what I'm saying, is we're so afraid of causing a bigger problem that we won't fix the problem that's currently occurring, which lets it continue.
I don't.
Because, you know,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Not. Uh. They do. They do. And that's the sad part. And then, yeah, there was a lot of daycares that didn't have kids in them. Then, when he goes to California, he exposed like hospice, like in home hospice stuff with no people. And these people are collecting millions, if not billions of dollars every year of the taxpayers' money. And they're just spending it on any and everything that they want. There's one in California where Nick Shirley and this other lady showed up at, and there was like 3 kids outside, no adults. And when they asked the kids where the adults were, they're like, "We don't know. They're not here." Like, really? Like, I'm sorry, but like that stuff irritates me. And then like the stuff that's going on right now with like Athena's case and stuff, I get so irritated with this dad. And this is at our bus stop, right? This little girl,
Mhm.
she looks like she's 8 or 9 years old. Their apartment is like 3 apartments over. He will stand outside as she's walking up to the bus stop, and she'll stand there and wait for the bus before any other parents get there. And it's like, you're literally going to let your little girl stand right beside the road. If anybody's been watching and paying attention, they could literally pull up, snatch her, and she's gone. And the only thing she has is her iPhone. He'll have his iPhone in his hand, and she'll be on a call with him as she's walking up. It's not that difficult, unfortunately. Someone will come up, snatch her, take the phone, throw it out the window, and she's gone. And you don't have
Yeah.
what it is to walk your child to the bus stop and stand with her for like the 15 minutes that it takes for the bus to get there, you're a shitty parent in my eyes. A little
I think
girl.
also I think also depends on how close it was, though, too. For example, my town is covered in bus stops. Most of these are have cameras around them because they're near businesses. For example, there's one bus stop right across from the local high school, and or they're right next to where an elementary school is. So a lot of the time is these bus stops are usually pretty safe because there's so many of them and because the areas they're in. But I also know that won't stop that either.
Mm-hmm. The thing that's
But
concerning. Go ahead.
I also think if we give into the idea of this, is it's gonna make public transportation a lot harder. We can't be afraid of every little thing, and we have to realize that there's not as much evil as we think. There's evil out there. There is that's not gonna change, but we can't control every little thing. We can take precautions though. For example, you said staying with your kid. That's awesome. But I also think give your kid a phone. That's why I was given a phone as a kid. So if anything happens, I have a way to contact someone. I can call 911. I can do this.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. Like, one of the other things that Trom's brother is dealing with, they gave his daughter a phone because she's 13 years old, wanted to make sure that she's safe and stuff. And you know what she did?
What?
She started getting into group chats, and now she's got like this 30-year-old guy that's messaging her, trying to groom her, and all this other stuff. Like, it was
I
really
don't.
disgusting.
I don't think a kid should be given a touchscreen. I didn't think all they should be allowed to have is a flip phone.
It was through a flip phone. Like,
Really?
hers was actually a touchscreen. But going off of the ex-friend of mine that we don't really talk to him too much anymore, but he had messaged me. She had a flip phone. Flip phones do have group chats now. Because I was kind of thrown back for it. Because I'm like, are you sure? And he showed me the phone and he showed me the messages. Yes. Now, that one's a 20-something-year-old guy. And he served jail time before for messaging a minor.
Yeah,
Like, you
I had a
can't.
coworker that I went to high school with. I recently found out that the reason why I haven't seen him at work is he was fired for being a pedo and lied about it on his application.
Wait. So, was this after they did the background check? Or, like,
Um,
where's this?
background check came back clean. The initial one. It wasn't until one of our customers apparently recognized him and had made a complaint. And after they did a more thorough background check, they found out because the initial background check doesn't really check everything. By the way,
Really?
for a lot of places like fast food, retail work, a lot of time they don't do a thorough background check. They do a loose one, and sometimes they won't even do a background check. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
they say they do one, but a lot of time they do not.
Well, Reaper, that I'm sure you've heard from him because it's by the blue cat. If you remember who the blue cat is, his daughter, which how old is she? 12, 11, 12 years old, and they got her a flip phone so she could get in touch with him, her mom. I'll message you the name.
If I ever have a kid, when they turn 10, I will get them phone. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure that screen is locked. I will set myself as an emergency contact, and the only people they will be able to dial with that phone will be me, whoever their other parent is, if they're not a crackhead or something, because I have a tendency for crazy. Just as good friend Broly, we both have a penchant for the crazy. um, and Broly didn't mean to joke about you like that. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, that I should have asked you if I could make a joke like that first. Sorry. But yeah, it was I that kid because you can set a phone if you can't unlock it, you can there's only emergency contacts you can do. This would include 911 and stuff like that. I will make sure that is set up that way. Now, when they are 15, I will remove that 14 or 15 or maybe 13 if I think they're mature enough. I would take away that kind of screen looking so they could properly use the phone for things like gaming, YouTube and stuff and making their own opinions of the world. But I will have parental controls. They will not be allowed on Discord like without my supervision because I know what kind of fucking place Discord is. If I ever find out that Amino comes back, they will not be allowed to fucking have Amino. That is for damn sure. You still there,
Oh
Ella?
god, oh god. I muted my titty muted the mic again. Anyways, so as
God
I
damn
was
it!
saying,
I wish I had hitties like that.
as I was saying, um like with my oldest son, he's got a iPhone, an old iPhone, and his stepmom, and I freaking love her. She can monitor everything. If he opens an app, her phone will tell her. And she knows like whenever he get downloads anything, deletes it, anything like that. It like notifies her. She has everything set
Oh yeah.
up.
My sister's for the longest time, I think up until recently, is she cannot download anything without a password from my mom.
Mm, that's good.
There was a yeah. Which I get that, but I think that should be exclusive to social media. I think games should not have like all mobile games don't really have a massive chat feature, so I don't think that should be the case for like a lot of mobile games. Because the main thing she wanted was mobile games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not too
Which I
many. Go ahead.
yeah, and even like Clash of Clans, I mean like they don't really have a proper chat system even there, really.
Yeah. But like, and it might be slightly different from tablet phone, but like my middle child, we warned him about the tablets and everything and thought we could put like a little bit of trust. But he, and this was on kids YouTube. And this is why I can't fully trust kids YouTube either.
Oh yeah, kids
But
YouTube, they will mark anything animation as for kids.
mhm.
There was a huge thing there for a while with YouTube where if you were an animated content creator, your chat features would be turned off.
Well, his thing was, when we looked into the history of it, he was watching, and it was Roblox, and this was, of course, around the time when all this other stuff was going on with Roblox. This person had created a game or world, or whatever you call it. I don't know how it all works, but every time he shot someone, that other character would lose clothes, and this was
Oh, one of
posted.
the porn Roblox games.
Yeah, though, yeah, and that was on kids' YouTube. So we took his tablet. He cannot get on into, excuse me, get on to anything without us verifying, like fully verifying and putting a password in.
Yeah. I think I also think that that is good, but I also think kids should have some freedom when it comes to social media because it can help develop them and but I also think there has to be controls. But I know YouTube Kids because of the way YouTube. I have said I have been on YouTube Kids. I will say it has gotten better with their systems.
Mm-hmm.
But when all these kind of like when parental stuff and all that started become bigger. Oh yeah, social media was. I think social media is one of the best things and one of the biggest mistakes of society. Anyways, I was saying, I think YouTube when everything, all that kind of parental stuff was going through, well, YouTube their parental stuff was never really used that often. So I don't think they had a proper system going for them
Mm-hmm. And
because it was a minor thing. I mean, I think they expected when a kid to be watching YouTube for a parent to be sitting right there with them, and so I think when they did it, they did not take into account. It's like kids are gonna watch YouTube without the parent around. So they didn't properly check everything. And so they relied on AI to check stuff, which
that's
they
God.
did not properly train.
No, and that's the thing. Until AI gets better, people still need to be involved in all this stuff. And I agree, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because let me tell you, if something broke and I didn't know how to fix it, I could literally pull up a YouTube video and be shown. I have learned so much from TikTok when it comes to like recipes, cleaning, like getting stains out of stuff, getting crayon permanent markers off of the walls. I think it's a good thing. The bad thing is you've got
There for the longest time, there was a guy, he had a
mhm.
video up and he fully showed his butthole in the
Oh
video.
my god.
you know what his main content was teaching people how to do these things, like using Nair to shave the butt, how to properly douche. Now, mind you, the douche stuff was okay, but the Nair stuff, he actually showed his butthole in the video, and it was marked as educational, and therefore could be found by kids.
And see, that's when I'm not sure if you remember this, but I think it was like a couple months ago, or maybe it's been a year ago now. But this couple was giving birth on live stream, on Twitch live stream, and the CEO popped in and told them congratulations. That
Yeah.
no, my thing is that is like something that should be shared between you and your partner and what other family members, close friends that you allow to be there.
I mean, here recently there was one Discord server. They had to make a rule for not giving birth in the server VCs because someone actually gave birth in one of the Discord VCs. Now, mind you, the kid now has an honorary role for whenever they make their Discord, but they still made the rule. The fact they had to make a rule not to give birth in a Discord VC is fucking. That is just ridiculous.
It is. And Mikon, it's a yes and no kind of thing. I would love the kids to be able to go outside and play more while I get like stuff done in the house, because trust me, when I was a married single mom, I really wanted my kids to be able to go outside and play on the little playground so I could clean and get the laundry, the sweeping, the mopping, the vacuum, the wiping down, the dusting and everything done. But I can't do that because you literally got these freaking PDFs out there and traffickers that will literally come snatch your children out of the yard and boom, they're gone. So this is like a double-edged sword when it comes to this stuff. And this is why so many parents have become helicopter parents and have been letting their kids be on tablets. It's like it's gotten so difficult. And then the government wants to sit there and throw fits and complain, well, why is no one having kids? Why has the rate dropped? It's because you're not getting rid of the people that's causing our kids to go missing. Or
It's not just that. Just to be able to get a job nowadays, you have to be able to access the internet. You have to know how to use certain things of the internet. You need to know the basics of the internet just to be able to apply for a job. Unless it's like Walmart, in which case you have to. Walmart, they have an entire questionnaire if you get a single thing not aligning with a previous answer you made, they will not even look at your application. They say, "Oh yeah, your application did not go through. You have to wait so many days before you can reapply," and that's just because two of your answers do not perfectly align because they reword things to make it seem like a different question.
mm-hmm. Well, that's
And
another.
that's just how Walmart. That's how Walmart does it.
Now, Mika,
And
when it
that's why a
sorry.
lot of younger people I think are getting the jobs. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're fine, you're fine. That's where they do need to crack down on that. A lot of, and I hate to say this, but there's a lot of women out there that see abortion as like birth control, and that's not how it should be. There should be limits to that. Like, if it was grape, incest, or or where they know for sure the child is not going to make it and could be
Or
killing the mom.
I think also another thing is I think there should be a limit on how many times. Well, no, not even that. I don't think there should be a limit. Abortion can never have a limit, though. In order to protect the rights of things like rape victims, incest victims, stuff like that,
Sorry, one
there.
second, one second. The Mekon got hit by ads, so he's not going to be able to hear anything.
Yeah. Okay. Just let us know when you're.
Um,
Oh,
I'll
I
send a
can't hear.
message.
Sorry, I'm drinking.
You're fine.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere,
Exactly.
and I have today and tomorrow off.
Oh,
I
What was
won't be
the
drinking tomorrow night though, just because I don't like I don't like drinking when I have work the next day. It's just not who I am. At least not heavily.
Mm. Yeah, no, they shouldn't use it as a form of birth control. Like when all that stuff was going down and some mothers lost their lives because the doctors were too scared to give them the abortion, that's the problem. Like there was one mom, the child had died and was literally just rotting in her body, and unfortunately she ended up losing her life because the doctor would not do the procedure that she needed.
So I think that's also is here's the thing with that though is legally speaking, that is not an abortion because now it is a dead fetus. It is no longer living in any form of the sense, not even cellular. Technically, that cannot be considered an abortion by any means. That is ridiculous.
That I can't see. I mean, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm pretty sure there are, but it's hard for me to like think that there are women doing that. But granted, you can't. What's another good way of putting this? Things have changed, and things that have been hidden away for the long time is coming out. I believe the women that screamed grape to people that didn't even do that to them should be held accountable and they should be charged.
Here's my sense. I think these things were happening for a long time, but now with the internet, these stories of people using these kind of excuses became widespread, and so more people started doing it because now they know that it happens, and so they should try it. It's like the whole lick thing that happened a few years back, where kids at the local high school, kids were stealing toilets from the school.
What?
Yeah, kids were unbolting toilets from the ground and full on stealing them during that trend. Because there was a TikTok trend. The lick? Yeah, devious lick.
Mm.
Yeah, the entire trend was who can steal the biggest or um basically the hardest to get away with item and get away with it.
That's not.
Yeah, there was
What?
someone who devious licked the principal. And that's kind of where Mekong kind of gets like internet's the worst thing. It's because it makes these things Reapers behind.
I
But
mean, oh, go ahead, Sora.
but I think it definitely it's the internet did not bring these things and start making it happen. They've always been around, but now more people are doing it because of things like trends and stuff like this. Is because we don't really think of like, okay, this is something we need to add in to a child's education. It's like, yeah, don't follow trends. Don't be a
Mm-hmm.
dumbass. Yeah, this is wrong. Because I think with trends and with social media is things that only maybe one or two people were doing, now way more are doing. And that's when it becomes a problem. Oh, no, well, it was always a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like like you said, with people yelling grape at people who didn't do anything. That's another thing is in the past it happened for sure, but I don't think it was as big as a problem as it is now. Now that it's more in the open, it's no longer up to the local people or anything like that. I think we now see these problems,
Mm-hmm.
and so it breeds more hate. I generally believe that hate is a distraction and a form of control. I think that as a country, our country wants us to hate each other. They want a way to control us. That's how I see hate.
Yeah, they want us to be at each other's throats because if we're at each other's throats, then they can slip in like new laws and new bills and stuff like that underneath us.
So that's actually what happened with so in June, I need to go by the people that keep me updated by this.
Mhm.
Starting in June, weed will become federally illegal.
Wait, you said illegal?
Yep.
Including
All
medical
and
marijuana?
medical marijuana, THCA, everything. So they're redefining how weed is in law.
Oh, and Sorp, are you okay?
Firing.
Okay. Discord disconnected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Um yeah, basically they fed in a politician fed in a law into a bill right before he retired. Yeah.
Now
And so
see,
it was going to be January. That was pushed back and now it's going to be in June.
all right, we're gonna circle back to that in a second. I want to look at Mikon's message. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Like with Trom and I don't bring money to the table or anything like that. But what I bring to the table is cooked food, clean house. I struggle with the laundry because I hate fucking doing laundry. Floor swept, mopped, things are wiped down. I mean that's what I bring. Sewing his clothes if his clothes get ripped. And then he's the one that brings the money in. And then we take care of the kids together.
Yeah.
Not every relationship is going to be like that, but I do believe some stuff, like, especially if both people are working, it. Mm-hmm. But like if
It's
the
still
woman's
being
working,
fought, but yes, you are right, Mikon. It is still being fought currently, though.
but if both people are working, then when it comes to the house, yeah, that I believe that should be like a 50-50 split. But if it's just one person working and the other person's at home, yes, they need to that person that's at home is the main one that needs to be taking care of the household because that is considered their job. And then when the kids are home, that's when it should be a 50-50.
Yeah, I
Well,
think that's a big problem. Is I think that's not more so society. I think that's more so spoiled. I think that right there is a parent who spoiled a child more so than it is than anything else.
yeah. I
It's
have
someone
seen.
who
Oh, go
took
ahead.
responsibility.
Now, when it comes back to the marijuana, I've seen it help people. I have
Mhm.
seen people that has like skin conditions where they get like rashes and stuff, and they put like the oils and some of the lotion onto their skin, and it's like it's almost cleared up. There was one gentleman, it was an older guy that has Parkinson's, and he put the oil underneath his tongue, and within like a few minutes, he stopped shaking. There was like a tiny bit of shake, but nothing compared to what was happening to him beforehand.
And there's even research on it being used for weight loss. So the research is being done on cannabinoid, but what they do is they remove the psychoactive part and other things, and they leave only the chemical compound that would help people with dieting. So it has tons of medical properties when we look into it. I mean, and it's sad because here's the thing. Aspirin is was originally derived from willow trees. Willow trees.
Well, like willows.
Yeah, and opium and opioids and stuff like that. They're derived from poppy flowers. We derive medicine from plant. Most of our most substantial um medical research has been thanks to us researching medical benefits from plants. I mean, heck, there was research being done there for a little bit on bee venom being
Mm-hmm.
used with cancer. And the only reason I think they stopped it because they didn't get enough funding because people called them crazy.
There, what was it? They were using coral at one point to help with bones, like the knees.
Yeah, because all it is calcium, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's calcium that grew. I mean, it could theoretically be used as a stand-in for joints and stuff to help give people. Some people, it could even help them walk again in some theoretical ways.
Mm-hmm.
We've always derived all medicine we currently have has been derived from some sort of thing in the ecosystem. And marijuana is no different. Here's the thing though. Marijuana was originally made illegal because it would have been a danger to big paper and stuff. Because hemp was that fucking good as a product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that's gold diggers. Like I've seen where people have posted stories where they go on the date and everything, and the girl literally orders this, that, almost everything on the menu, or like the most expensive things on the menu. Sora, are you okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm listening you.
Okay, okay. I saw your thing light up and I was like, oh my god, did Discord cut out again?
No, I've
Okay.
been I have my I've been unscrewing and re-screwing my flask as a drink. Hello?
What? I'm here. I'm here. Sorry. Nikon was sending a message. There's girls on first date says, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't do dishes, I don't work. That's your job as a man to do. I bring this woman's area to the relationship. No, that's not how this works. And this is where I get pissed off at some other women, because there is a majority of women that think like that. That's not how life works.
I'd be hydrating real good. You know. It's that spicy water. Well, in this case, fruity water.
Wait, what kind of fruity water?
Um, a hodgepodge of like 20 different liquors mixed together, then 20 different fruit that was turned into a wine, well, sake, and then those were
Ooh.
all just sold together into one drink for the ages.
Mm.
It is the most fruity thing I've ever had and does not taste like liquor. But I can feel it on my throat, that's for sure. This is dangerous.
Mm.
That's why I only drink what I fill in my flask. I love flasks because they make it. Hey, I would fill a flask with water because it makes it impossible not to sip something slowly.
Mm.
Because of their shape and opening, you have to drink slowly.
Oh yeah. Um so like what Miko was saying, how that's why men are leaving the dating scene. Look up videos on singles dating events. They are all women because men don't show up. Those women need a reality check. That's what Reaper said. They do. Like,
I've had women cancel dates because I tell them we're splitting the bill. This is our first time date. This is our first date. We are splitting the bill.
mm-hmm. That's like when
I've
I
had
first started dating. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
sorry. No, I was just finishing my sentence.
Okay. Go ahead and finish it because I didn't hear.
Uh oh, that's why they ghosted me because I wanted to split the bill.
Oh, see, that's wild to me. And that's like anytime I went on a date, like before I got with Trump, I made sure to take money with me just in case.
I had a woman who say, "Oh yeah, I love 9 inches. It's fine if you don't have it," and then she gets surprised by my girth.
Now, see, that's my thing though. Like, like when Trump and I first started dating and we got on the topic of money, I don't know how much he makes. I asked him, I was like, do you live a comfortable life? And he said yes. And I said, that's all I need to know. I don't want to know how much you're making, because I know at some point my fear is that someone's going to be like, oh, well, she's only with you because you make money. Well, I'm not with him for that. I love him and I care for him. He treat my kids good. I treat his kids good.
Not
We
beer.
we
Not
work.
beer Reaper. I am
Huh?
out of beer. I would love a good beer
Oh,
right now, though. I do actually have a special cap that was 3D printed for me. It just clips on. And it's tight enough where if I flip the beer over, it won't spill right away. It is specifically made for bars. A local 3D printer guy at local drag place. He gives them out for free for people, and I use it a lot. I love a good beer every once in a while. Doesn't have to be good. It's just something about a beer, being able to lean back, bottle in the hand, watching an anime or something. It hits something in me. It does. We need to wrap this up. You need to go in like 10 minutes because you were gonna do your workout. You do your workout at
yeah.
12.
We'll finish up. I do want to point out something, Mikon. My thing is, it shouldn't matter when it comes to height. I've dated short guys. I've dated tall guys. I really could care less.
Oh yeah, I've
Oh
seen
my
that post
god.
too, Mekon! I've seen that! Funny enough, I saw the original post. I saw the guy actually commenting.
Oh my god. That's so effed up though.
She wants a dude that looks like that, but not the dude that actually is that person that she uses as a reference for a picture.
See, that's the thing. Like, a lot of women need to get over this. It doesn't matter what the guy looks like. That should never be the thing. What should matter is how he treats other people and how he treats you.
That's another thing I want to get into. Those that's exactly what being pan is, and I'm like, being pan, I think should be secondary to being bi, gay, or anything else. I really think it should.
I just don't feel like looks should be like the main reason why you get with somebody. Because you could date good looking men or very beautiful women and then they just be a piece of shit.
Wait, Reaper, you
What?
said dated. She's single now, you're saying. 7 feet tall. Death by snoo. Death
Death
by
by
snoo.
snoo. Wait. What was the
You
other one? All I wanna do is see
do
you
is
turn
see you
into
turn into
a
a
giant
giant
woman.
woman. Giant woman, all I really wanna be is a boy who gets to see a
A
giant
giant woman.
woman. Oh shit, my flask is almost empty. I'm sad.
Yeah, that's like with Trump. I get up normally 10 to 15 minutes before he does in the morning. So I cook his breakfast, I make his lunch, I get his work clothes out. Y'all can think
Must
I'm
have
weird
to.
for this, but I cut his toenails too. I make sure he comes home to a home cooked meal.
Does he know you guys' toenails
Well,
in his
yeah.
sleep?
Oh, I don't cut him in his sleep.
Oh, that'd be funny if he did. He's like, why aren't my toenails growing?
Well, what was that thing like the midnight barber? I cut your hair while you're asleep.
You do what?
No, I don't do that. The whole like meme thing or like story thing that was going around on TikTok when they were like, "Oh, I'm the
No,
midnight
no,
barber."
no,
Well, what?
no. That would be that. I was saying what I think someone's reaction would be when they first hear that.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. I haven't talked to her in
But
years.
I mean, I am in East Tennessee. North Carolina ain't that far, homie.
In a
Damn,
couple weeks, we're
I'll
gonna
look
hear
for
about
her.
Sora.
You and that giant woman. Wait, wait, never mind. We stalkerish behavior. No, never mind. I turned myself away. But if you knew her, if you got reconnected, you wanted to introduce us. But you should go reconnect with her right now. Come on, be a homie.
Be a homie.
Yeah. Set me up with the giant dummy mommy. Or subby mommy. I mean, yeah, that's why I have this joke whenever I compliment someone is when
Aw.
I'll compliment the guy, the one's like, "Oh, thank you," and I'm like, "I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to him. Why you try to steal his compliments now? You get enough, lady.
Right?
Let him have a few. He deserves it. He's one fine man." And I'll get massive fucking tips for that, by the way, sometimes.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Mikan isn't wrong.
Hmm.
It wasn't until I started transitioning that I started getting a lot of compliments, and it was so jarring because nowadays when I present masculine, it's all fine because you know a lot of people who see me masculine, I dress very flamboyantly masculine a lot of the time when I'm out masculine, like by choice. You saw the outfit I wore for my Dagger team. That's a normal outfit for me, by the way.
Looked really good though.
Thank you. But yeah, I didn't really get many compliments up until like did as a kid, but I mean you're a kid. It's kind of like kids get compliments, at least when I was a kid.
Oh, I would
Exactly.
cry. I would cry.
That's a normal thing, and it's not something people really think about. Is guys don't get compliments.
Well, see, my problem is Trump won't take the compliment.
Because we're used to not receiving them. And I have met guys I have complimented and they're like, "You're lying," and they full on believe I'm lying. Because they're not used to compliments. They don't know how to properly take a compliment anymore.
Lizzie, I'm gonna have to give you those points back. That redeem should have been taken down. That's not available no more. I'm
What redeem was
sorry.
it?
That's what she said. Let me see. I'll do another one for you.
Oh, I'm talking
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking
purple
go.
paisley dress shirt with button down, black pants. My hair sometimes slick back. Sometimes I'll have it kind of free flowing. I will wear eyeliner regardless. I even have heart steps under my eyes. I have the small stubble kind of going on, but like in a way where it shapes my jaw. I'll have a little bit unfastened with a necklace on. Maybe one of my tattoos is showing through slightly. I dress flamboyantly as fuck, but it's fashionable flamboyancy. It's yeah, you would see them at a bar. And I'd like dressing nice.
Hmm.
That if I had to choose, I love wearing dresses and um nice button down dress shirts, especially purple, especially anything purple and black. I adore. If I go dark colors, very kind of best way I could imagine the kind of vibes Sebastian from Black Butler gave, but as a fashion choice. Like the way he spoke and stuff as a fashion choice.
Love Sebastian. All right, guys. So we will have to wrap it up unless you're wanting to keep going, Sora.
I will end it here because I actually want to go refill my flask and stuff. But so I might be doing another stream here in a few minutes for some Pokemon. If any of y'all want to join in and watch, I'll be streaming Pokemon Fusion here soon.
I have seen
I
that.
don't think so. That's because of that. I think it's also a lot of people have started using it as a trap. For example, I have pulled over, and as I was getting out of my car, I could see someone hiding in the bushes.
Mm.
Because when I drive, I tend to try to be hyper vigilant. That's just because I'm a defensive driver.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will never match the exact speed. I always go 5 to 10 miles under if it's like 70 or something, because highways tend to have a slight curve to them, regardless, and people are fucking idiots.
Oh yeah.
So that's just I tend to drive a little bit slower than everyone else.
Lizzie, I'm gonna have to do it off stream. I don't remember how to give that.
Even then, I mean, I have seen people do a lot of stupid shit in Econ. I'm not saying that we should pull over, like, but getting out of the car immediately is really a bad choice. You should roll down your window and ask, hey, do y'all need any help? Do y'all need jumper cables or anything? What do y'all need help with? I think that should be the thing. But I don't think it's men should be the only ones doing it for women. I think getting out of the car to help someone is kind of common courtesy thing. But I think it's become to a point where nowadays it's actually genuinely dangerous to do so. And we know the danger.
Most
Plus,
women
also
do. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
going to a random car in the parking lot. I mean, also I've asked people like, "Hey, what y'all need help with? Y'all need me to hold a flashlight or something?" And I'm always turned away because people don't really want to accept help at a fucking random parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Reaper's sad, and you never know exactly when it is safe either.
I mean, I've always believed no means no. If someone asks you to stop, stop. I think there's some women that don't know what they want.
Now, I always say this because I've had exes who were CNC. I'm like, if you want no means no, we will talk about limits first. I bring that on the first fucking date, by the way. Because some women actually do think you want you to keep trying. And I will bring this up on our first date. Because that's what the first date is for. It is setting boundaries, it's communication, it's getting to know a partner. A potential partner with that. It should not be, oh yeah, first date, okay, we're dating now. The first date, a second date, yeah, say it's dating or something. But the first date is you getting to know this person as a
Felt the
partner
carnal touch of a
more so than anything else.
Sexually!
It is a chance to set these boundaries for future interactions as a relationship and stuff like that. That's what the first date should be.
Mm-hmm. What was it? Men don't want to play games. Let me tell you, when before, no, it was after I had broken up with my oldest son's father. I had went on 3 different dates. And let me tell you, these guys took me out to dinner and stuff like that. Well, 2 of them did. The other one was straight up, hey, come to my house so we can do stuff. The other 2 took me out, we had dinner, but then expected me to come home to sleep with them.
Yeah.
No, that's not how this works.
I I've dated a lot. I'm a whore and a slut, but I also know that dating is not just sexual, and I make sure to make those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
You know how slutty I am.
Oh, I know. Now, yeah.
But even so, when it comes to dating, I don't use the same rules. For example, if I'm just hooking up with someone, I will refuse to kiss you. That is somewhat kissing to me is one of the most intimate things, as that's something only animals that really have lifetime partners or stuff like that I have seen done. It is not a normal thing in the animal kingdom. It has no reason instinctually for it to be done. I think that's something that's pure intimacy, a pure sense of love, and that's not something that should be done. VR chat, I'll kiss you, sure. We fucking, I'll kiss you on VR chat, but IRL, unless we have been dating for a bit, or I generally feel a strong connection to you, kissing's not gonna be on the table ever. And I make sure to say that, and I've had so much hate over that rule for myself because of it, that it has almost turned me off from dating a few times.
Me
And
kinda,
it's not,
yeah.
it's just the way I see kissing. I see it as more intimate than sex.
All right. I gotta go, guys. It's cutting into my workout time.
Yeah.
We can
Have
do
fun
this again.
workout.
Thank you.
Don't get too hot and sweaty now.
I gotta get a shower too, so
Yeah.
thank you. You
And,
guys have good.
and I will be back here soon for a stream of Pokemon Infinite Fusion, which I will have my speech spot then, so I can still interact with y'all fuckers.
Yay!
If y'all wanna,
Haven't
y'all
felt
can
the
follow
carnal
me.
touch
I
of a
should be back